The 4-mallet etude this year is from Julie Davila's book, Impressions on Wood. It's a very nice musical etude called Jonathan's Light. It's the first etude in this book. Prior to the etude in the book, Ms. Davila has given you 2 pages of exercises that will help you approach this piece in a very thorough manner. If you work on these exercises first and practice them throughout your time prior to your audition, adapting them to this piece will be easy. If you haven't played 4-mallets before, there are many tutorials on the Vic Firth website that will help you understand even how to hold the sticks if you haven't had a chance to do that yet. I suggest you look at those tutorials first, practice, and feel really comfortable with the mallets in your hand prior to learning the piece, rather than just jumping in and learning the piece. Practice the exercises that Ms. Davila also has given you in this book. For extra practice while you're at home, because you may not own a marimba at home, you can practice some of the techniques just with the mallets in your hand on the carpet, for example, or a table at home. You can practice the horizontal motion, vertical motion, and even the exercises that Ms. Davila has at the beginning of the book. You'll notice in the slower cuts that I've recorded, I use a metronome throughout the piece. Ms. Davila has indicated in the music a few places where you get to relax the tempo and also where you get to speed up. For example, she has a meno mosso on the second page where you can pull back, and then later in the arpeggio section, più mosso with feeling. It's important to start practicing with the metronome so you really get a feel for how the technique works and you're very accurate with your notes. Later, as you speed it up, then you can incorporate these musical moments. When using your metronome, which you're going to do all the time, I want you to set it at an 1/8 note pattern so that you're sure that you can get through the 3/8 and 6/8 measures in that first page. You'll notice between measure 8 and 16, there are a lot of 16th note arpeggiated patterns. You want to practice those slowly so that you're sure to be consistent with your stroke, that each note sounds consistent, and you also strike the bar in a good playing spot. You'll notice in measures 6 going into 7, and then again at the bottom of the first page, 16 going into 17, you have some single line independent strokes going on that lead right into a full 4-mallet chord. Practice carefully and thoroughly setting those chords after the single line melodies. Be sure not to just jump into them, but set them so you can be accurate every time. For example, if you're going to be playing on a rosewood instrument, I suggest you use a medium to medium hard mallet. If you're playing on keyline, be sure to check those mallets and make sure that they speak throughout the range of the instrument. You go all the way down to a B flat, but all the way up to the high C on the instrument, and the high C is also piano. I'm using a medium to medium hard mallets right now, but I have 1 degree harder mallet in my number 4 or outside mallet so that it will speak at the top. This is a very nice musical etude. Ms. Davila has given you some guidance. She's written in a few retards. You have a meno mosso, you have a più mosso with feeling. So you have an opportunity to really show your musical talents. Be sure to stay within the boundaries of that. There's no need to really slow down at the retard, for example. But make this a really nice musical etude. Ms. Davila has given you a few sticking patterns in the etude, but there are many places where you'll need to decide what works best for your technique, depending on your grip and your experience. You can look at the video that I've recorded at the slower tempos and pick some of the stickings that I've used, but you may want to set up a lesson with a private instructor in your area if you don't have one and work that out with that person. For example, let's look at measure 8. This is the sticking I chose for this measure. You could double the notes at the top and go straight through the sticking. Remember that some stickings will feel very comfortable at your slower tempo, but maybe not so comfortable when you increase the tempo. So pick a few measures that you know are tricky and you're trying to decide your stickings, and increase the tempo so you can see that it still feels comfortable when you get to the faster speed. This is a very nice musical etude. If you're unsure of how to apply the markings that Ms. Davila has given you in this book, you can listen to the recording that we're doing for you, but you can also listen to the CD that came with the book. So don't overplay this etude. Really enjoy it, play musically, and good luck at your audition.